What's going on, everybody? So I'm just doing some more work. Make sure my lens is clean. I don't think it is. Just doing some more work on the turret. I got started as usual and forgot to film. I took out that inner fender well, and I'm working on taking this one out. I'm going to have to cut the fender wells no matter what to get the super comp headers to fit. Hopefully the headers do fit, since I think the placement of these motor mounts are off from factory, but we'll see. I am working on deleting the cruise control. I think that it was not working anyway. There's lots of vacuum lines and things that are not attached, and that will get rid of this whole nastiness right here. I'm also thinking I'm going to take off this guard, the steering joint guard. It's going to probably be in the way of headers, and I just don't want it on there. So I'm basically stripping the car down because race car, yellow swagger. So I'm going to be keeping the wipers, and I'm probably going to delete the squirt guys. This goes over there. That panel's not there anymore. I may figure out a way to attach it. Probably not. And it's not hooked up anyway. So I would have to figure out a way to mount this, and I don't really care about any of it. I just want to have a big motor in here and be really loud. So I'm going to continue to remove this guy and work on getting the inner fender well out, and I'll update you guys here when I have something else to show. Got both inner fender wells out. I'm glad I did, because down where the fender meets, I guess, the inner chassis or whatever, there was so much dirt and snail shells. I needed to get it out there, otherwise it would rust that fender. So overall, I'm pleased with it. It looks more like a race car, which is what I want this to be. No regrets. That thing was in poor condition. And I got some dirt out of there that would cause rust. This is where I'm at right now. I'm going to let everything dry out for a little bit, and I'll degrease it some more. And we'll go from there. Just thought I'd give you a little update what it's looking like. Alright guys, well that's it for now. I'll turn the camera back on when I do some more work. Well, it's another day for me here. It's a Sunday morning. I cleaned up my garage a little bit. It's still in progress. I'm going to keep working on that today. Obviously, it was real bad before. Still not doing the greatest, but at least I can move around. I fixed my air compressor here. I had to put a new plug on it, and I had to fix this extension cord. Put a new plug on it. The last time when I plugged them both together, it's set on fire. It was crazy, so I was really nervous putting that together. Here's the engine bay. It's coming along nicely. I borrowed a pressure washer because I don't have one anymore. And this is the only can of paint I had. So I pressure washed the heck out of it. I primered what I could with the primer that I had. Most of my paint has gone bad. Like, it clogs up because they're a couple years old now. They're from my first, well, the first Cutlass I had in this house. I've had lots of them. So this is the only can of black paint I had. I'm going to Walmart here in a minute to go buy some more. And I'm going to tape off the edges here and probably paint basically everything from the brown down. So from like this window, this trim, and I'm going to tape off the fender. This is the piece of metal I think I'm going to, it's kind of heavy, but this is the piece of metal that I think I'm going to plug this all up with. This was just me trying to find something to make a template out of it. It's not going to work. So I'm going to make a template, cut it out the shape of that, and then I'll just use these original bolt hole locations. They do make things you can buy, but dude, they're like expensive. I don't even know how much they are. I looked at them once and I was like, no way, I'm not paying that. It's just a plate, and it was like, it was at least $45, but I think it was more like 80. So I'm not gonna do that. I have stuff I can use, and I'm just gonna make it. I did have to take out the cruise control. Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to take off the cruise control module that was on the inner fender well right here. Hopefully I can use, so there's two cables whenever you're using cruise control. One goes to the unit and then the other goes down to the, what, I don't even know what it's called, to the other unit that's down there, I guess, that like connects to transmission somehow. So right now I have the one that goes to transmission coming up through a grommet in here, and hopefully I can hook that up to the gauge cluster and have a working speedometer. I'm not super concerned about that right now. I'm concerned about getting the engine bay cleaned up so that that way it's ready for an engine to go in there. I've talked about it a lot, but this is the engine that's going to go in there. I have to do some things to it. Basically all this has to come off. I do have a two-piece timing cover, so I don't know. I need to take the pan off anyway because I have to fix the oil dipstick. Broke off whenever my shells crashed, and I want to put the regular pan on it since I'm not going to be doing the high RPM on this. I think maybe, just maybe, on this one, it's hard to tell because I can't really see, but I think that this crank might be ground for a 4-speed for the, I think it's called thrust bearing that goes in the end of the crankshaft. So that's super cool news. With any luck, it will save me some machining and I won't have to grind that for 4-speed. For this 4-speed right here. This Muncie 4-speed goodness. So that's cool and all. Anyway, okay, I'm rambling. I just wanted to show you guys what the engine bay is looking like. Alright, I'm out. Alright guys, well I'm back from Walmart. I got some tape. I got some more paint. Pretty well got everything taped off. I'm just gonna spray everything black. It's gonna be a lot easier than taping that off. And let's not forget, boys and girls, this thing is a turd, so we're just polishing up a turd. I do realize I need to throw some tape on this now. I don't want this to be painted. And other than that, I'm just going to probably throw these wires out of the way and start painting. Okay, well, I'll show you guys here whenever I get it painted up. All right, another can down. I'll let it dry for a little bit, and then I'll come back out and spray down another can. I want to do the fenders there, but I need to tape it up. So tape that stainless up so I can do it. He's looking pretty good. Definitely much better than old and rusty. Alright guys, well I'll update you here in a bit. Alright, I am all done as I'm gonna be. We got some overspray, of course. That was to be expected with my crap tape job. We'll fix that later, not a big deal. Should wipe right off. And I think it looks pretty good. I mean, for what it is, I wasn't gonna spend a million years sanding everything down to get it smooth. I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, for what it is. I had to get a new style coolant reservoir. This is just a universal guy. It was like $8 at $8 at the parts store, Advanced Auto Parts. It's $10 on Amazon. I'm going to mount it right here, probably where this little triangle guy is. He's gonna mount it there, and I think it should look pretty good. I think this is gonna do it for this video. It's just gonna be a painting the engine bay video. But considering when I took it out, it was a greasy mess. I think it looks pretty presentable. Next up, I will be tackling this rat's nest of wiring. Pretty well decided I'm going to mount the battery in the trunk. It's going to be about $100 kit or whatever to do that. And here it is in all of its glory. Alright guys, well until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, thanks for subscribing. I look forward to seeing you again.